if the Secretary cannot guarantee us that in next year there'll be no delays, of course, yung delays that are not foreseen, di ba? Kung may bagyo or nagsara ang mga port at hindi ma-deliver. But yung delays that happened the last 2 years, he has no business being Secretary. Imagine, Mr. President, nandito tayo ngayon, 7 p.m., nakikinig tayo, nakailan beses na ang DOH. Hindi nyo magagaranti na bakuna lang, hindi on time. 30% of our kids are endangered of stunting. Ilan sa kanilang endangered dahil nga sa kahirapan?
Also in the warehouse. Near expiry, Mr. President.
So as we speak, yung mga binanggit niyo po mga medicines, nandun po sa warehouse, nakatenga lang, mag-expire na, Mr. President, and they're worth billions. The reason why I asked that, Mr. President, tama kayo, dahil yan po precisely ang sinasabi ng mga health workers sa mga barangay na wala raw sila. Yung pala yun. Yung kailangan ng mga gamot ng mga barangay health centers, nandun lang pala sa DOH bodega na pinapa-expire. Ibig sabihin, DOH ay bumibili ng mga medicines na very important sa mga senior citizens na mga mahirap na kababayan by the billions of pesos every single year para ipa-expire lang sa mga bodega. In the past 3 years, millions and billions of pesos worth of medicines na expired or hindi na deliver, which cost that much sa ating gobyerno. Bakit po tuloy-tuloy pa rin yun sa DOH, itong mga medicines na napapabayaan mag-expire o hindi na deliver? Magkano yung amount?
Until the next page.
Hindi, saan yung amount?
Yung per year amount.
Ito.
Amount, sir. Wasted amounts.
2018 was 18.5 million, 2019, 2.2 billion, 2020, 95 billion, 2021, 85 million, 2022, 7.4 billion, 2023, 11 billion. So these are medicines that expired or nearly expired drugs and medicines.
Okay, Mr. President, the response of DOH is their logistics. They have problems with their logistics, and that's why they are continually working on improving the supply chain and also asset management, because in the past, according to the Secretary, dinatnan na rin nila itong mga gamot na nag-expire, and the practice is they will order at a certain point, nire-repeat lang nila yung order. So they need to improve their asset management so that they can order more efficiently. But ako na rin magdadagdag ng problem natin, kasi ang problem naman, and I don't know if this is a separate issue, Mr. Secretary, na meron namang gamot na kinukulang, na hindi nakakarating. Di ba? I think in the last, kasi this is a part 2 already of our budget defense, may nagtanong na rin kung bakit yung mga, I think it's a Senate President, on the vaccines, no, that were not available.
Yeah.
So either nauubos or hindi available. So really I have to improve on the management of these products, kasi we don't want it to happen either way. I know, and I've always defended the budget of DOH, na there's a certain minimum percentage that they are allowed to have in excess. Kasi nga, you have to have that available para nabibigay nyo in a timely manner dun sa mga lugar na nangangailangan. So for example, in times of calamity, di ba yung leptospirosis, umaakyat. So you want to have that readily available as stockpile. Pero hindi nga pwedeng sobra-sobra na naiipit dun yung pera ng pera ng tao dun sa gamot na yon. Hindi naman pwedeng kulang na wala naman tayong ma-deliver. So as the Secretary said, it's asset management.
Kasi ngayon hindi pa rin natatandaan sa supplier kapag malapit na siya mag-expire 6 months. Pwede na
Oo. Meron din practice, Mr. President, na
Mr.
na-report ko na kasi pang-anim na taon ko na itong dinidefend ang budget ng DOH. Meron silang guarantee letter with the suppliers to replace the products if 6 months na lang ang shelf life. So that would ensure that ito yung mga LGU, yung mga ospital, that they have fresh supplies. May ganun ding practice, Mr. President, based on an AO issued in 2019.
Sir President, with the permission of Senator Tulfo, may I,
Yes.
Madam Chair, may I just interject just one statement or one question?
Ngayon lang.
Okay lang,
ahead.
sir. Yeah.
With the permission of the chairperson, Senator Alan Cayetano is recognized.
Permission granted.
Madam Chair, you said either kulang or what yung vaccine?
So no, I was saying that the issue raised by Senator Tulfo is on expired medicines na hindi nagagamit. So sayang, di ba? Sayang ang pera ng tao. Tapos sabi ko, in the previous budget defense just last week, meron namang si Senate President asked naman about yung supplies naman na kulang. So I was saying that it's two issues on the different side of the coin, di ba? Yung on the one hand, may gamot na kulang, nauubusan, hindi ma-deliver sa tao. On the other hand, there are other medicines na sobra-sobra at nasasayang
And
ang
that is
pera.
the answer of the DOH.
It's not my answer, it's the answer of
Yes.
DOH.
So let me just say, for the record, it's completely wrong. And they are, I'm not allowed to say bini-BS tayo, no? Because you talk to all the mayors, and I'm married to a mayor, they're either late, kulang, or malapit na mag-expire. All around the world, ang flu vaccine, lalo sa matatanda, ay binibigay ng March at April. Even assuming na naganggaling pa sa Western countries yung flu vaccines ng March or April, sabihin mo nang dumating dito ng August or July, ngayon po, November 26, wala pa ho silang vaccine for flu. And it expires on December 31. Yung mga matatanda na iba, ayaw na nila ng flu vaccine ng November late. Ngayon, late na late. Secondly, doon sa routine vaccine that you fought for, Madam Chair, that you fought for, ever since Secretary Herbosa took over, it's late or kulang. Wala talaga, hindi dumadating. Wag nila sabihin may sobra and ibang issue yon. And etong problema, Senator Tulfo, thank you for this time. Yung parents, ayaw nang pabukunahan yung ibang anak kasi nagdi-deliver sila 1 month na lang, expired na eh. Paano nangyari yon? Pumunta ka sa private doctor, 2, 3, 4 years yung expiration ng ibang vaccines. I'm not talking about the flu, I'm talking about the routine. So in my time, I don't want to take the time of Senator Risa and Senator Tulfo. We'll go into that, Madam Chair. Pero, you know, sabihin na nila kung anong problema, kung bakit, 2 years na eh. 2 years na, parating late. If you want, patuloy natin to tomorrow, let's randomly call 10 mayors and 10 governors. They'll tell you all the same thing. The DOH is not delivering enough. Tapos pag nag-deliver, late. Tapos pag nag-deliver, ready to expire na ito. Can you imagine last year? Maraming hindi na bakunahan, tapos na yung pandemic. Nung pandemic nga, gumawa ng paraan eh. Na kahit na naka-lockdown, nagkakagulo yung mga health, yung mga experts natin kung paanong ituloy yung bakuna. Pero last year, nandyan lahat ng pera, lahat ng bakuna nandyan. Hindi nila ma-deliver. Panay excuses eh. Madam Chair, last point. Hindi pwedeng bumili ang LGU eh. So wala silang choice. Ibigay na lang ng DOH yung pera sa LGU, sila bibili. Maraming vaccine nung yung routine sa mga bata, hindi pwede. So, Mr. Chair, sorry, Senator Tulfo, alam mo naman respeto ko sa iyo at never ako nag-i-interrupt. Pero
That's okay.
yung ganong klaseng sagot ng DOH, huwag tayo magbuluhan dito. Health ng mga bata to future ng bansa to, tapos ganyan ang sagot natin na meron ganito, merong. Hindi totoo yun. 2 years na. Kailan magbabago yan? Can you guarantee us? O yun, isang tanong lang. Can you guarantee us in 2026 there'll be no delays? Because if not, let's get a secretary who can. Cambodia at saka Laos hindi nalilate yung bakuna Pilipinas nalilate yung bakuna. Sorry for that, Mr. President.
Yes, we took that up the last time around, if the chairperson will recall. The LGUs may, but ang presyo, times 10. Kung 10 pesos ang bili ng DOH, pag LGU ang bumili,
Mr. President, hindi
nagiging 150 pesos or 100 pesos.
Mr. President, hindi lahat po I just called yung city health namin. There are certain vaccines they're not allowed to buy. Kasi DOH lang ang pwede.
Yeah, anyway, doon man sa pwede, mas mahal, kaya hindi
Okay.
sila pwede.
Okay,
Go ahead.
can I give a quick response, no?
Well, Mr. President,
So, Mr. President, the Secretary admits that they've had a major procurement problem. In fact, he has fired their procurement officer. As to whether they can handle it better next year, I don't know yet if there's an answer because the Secretary admits that given the billions of pesos involved here, there is so much competition among the bidders. And this representation recognizes that that is an issue, but that this representation also recognizes that if there's a will, there's a way. Because if Cambodia and Laos, if we do our job well, hindi dapat...
Madam Chair, just as a follow-up.
Let me complete my
Yes.
sentence. These bidders should be the ones following our rules and not dictating. Because of the delay, then we are now putting, I am one with His Honor, that we are putting our children's lives at risk.
Yes. Sorry to interrupt, Madam Chair, but you're talking about bidders. Hindi ba ang ginawa ng DOH dinaan sa UNICEF? Di ba ang procurement nyo ng vaccines ng routine dinaan nyo sa UNICEF?
According to the Secretary, before it was, and this representation also
Oh.
remembers, before, like for example, the hepatitis
what's
B
before,
vaccine
Madam
was
Chair?
passed
Last year.
through UNICEF. Pero now, according to the Secretary, mga 10 years ago pa daw, that, according to the Secretary, nung USEC pa siya, sandali, I am receiving
So last
conflicting
year-
information. Hold on,
Yeah.
hold on.
Di ba? Dinaan nyo sa UNICEF. Yan yung pinail sa ombudsman, no? A release of 1.2 billion to UNICEF from February to July 2024. Ano yung matagal na at dati? At coincidence lang ba kasi tumatakbo yung secretary sa WHO?
That's why I said, give me a minute to get a clear response. So, due to the measles outbreak, there was a purchase. Is it a one-time purchase? There was a one-time purchase through UNICEF because of the measles outbreak. But aside from that, they do not purchase from UNICEF. So
Okay.
His Honor is correct.
So,
There
no,
was a purchase.
Yeah, so the point is kasi, hindi dapat magkaroon ng problema sa bidders eh. 'Di ba? Ang passport, 3 years nagka-problema sa Aquino administration. 1.5 years, 1 year nagka-problema before my time sa DFA. Noong time ko, 9 months kaming ginugulpe. Then we solved it. O sa LTO, 3 administrasyon, umupo si Vince Dizon. In 3 months, na-solve niya. Plaka ng kotse. Di ba, Senator JV, Senator SP, I think, di ba, nung term mo rin yun nung daming problema sa LTO di ba, yung plaka at saka yung even lisensya. Na-solve lahat Di ba? So, I mean, eto, immunization sa mga bata, you don't know how to slap people around. May mga siraulong bidder dyan, naloloko-lokohin yung bidder, di pakulong nyo. You cannot, sorry Senator Tulfo, usually ako malamig uno, ikaw mainit ulo, pero you cannot guarantee, I'm not talking to you, my dear ate, I'm talking to the DOH family and the secretary.
Natin si Senator Tulfo sa podium.
If the secretary cannot guarantee us that in next year there'll be no delays Of course, yung delays that are not foreseen, di ba? Kung may bagyo or nagsara ang mga port at hindi ma-deliver. But yung delays that happened the last 2 years, he has no business being secretary. Imagine, Mr. President, nandito tayo ngayon, 7 p.m., nakikinig tayo, nakailan beses na ang DOH. Hindi nyo magagaranti na bakuna lang, hindi on time. 30% of our kids are endangered of stunting. Ilan sa kanilang endangered dahil nga sa kahirapan dito sa mga sakit na i-prevent ng bakuna. Ang dami natin pinag-uusapan dito, budget nyo, ang laki-laki. Tapos, yung on time lang yung bakuna, o ibigay nyo lang sa Senate. Yung pera, kami na magbibid. Kami na magdi-deliver. Sorry, Senator Tulfo, but thank you for this intervention. But I think it's unacceptable that we do not have a hard answer here that hindi madidelay ang mga bakuna. We're not talking about all kinds of medicines and competing. Ang pinag-uusapan pa lang natin yung routine na bakuna plus sa senior citizen na yung flu. Yung flu lang, hindi natin ma-solve yun. To be fair, past administration, November din. Kung yun ay ginawa ni Secretary, at least may isa siya na hindi nagawa ng ibang administrasyon. Pero wala eh. Imbis na November 1, nandito na. November 26 na, wala pa rin. Kasi tayo, komportable tayo. Nagkasakit tayo, may St. Luke's, may Asian, may Makati Med. Pero paano naman yung mga kababayan natin na may nanay na 80 years old na napakahirap? Pagka nag-flu, tapos nagka-pneumonia, mamamatay na lang. Hindi natin bibigyan ng bakuna? So, it's just unacceptable, Mr. President.
We understand the frustration, Mr. President. Just to put on record, because the Senate President asked a very similar, well, identical question about the vaccines, no? The response that we got from DOH is precisely because of the procurement problems, and this is referring to the flu vaccine. The procurement problems, the problems with the bidders, the vaccine, which was due to come sometime March, April, kung madelay man sana May, will be arriving December. So what they did was the December vaccine is now has that formulation for the next year's variants of viruses that are normally, well, that are predicted to happen next year. But I hope Senator Alan heard that because that response was for him. Thank you, Mr. President.
Possible.
Senator
Thank
Tulfo,
you.
you have the floor again.
Thank you, Madam Sponsor. Thank you, Mr. President. Sabi po ng DOH kanina, logistic ang problema, kaya nagkakaroon po ng worth millions and billions na mga medicine na expire and about to expire. Ginamit po yung reason na logistic problem. Ano po yung proposed solution ng DOH tungkol dito? Madam Sponsor, Mr. President.
So the solution there, Mr. President, is to improve this asset management and supply chain, and the Secretary created a committee that will be handling that so that they can make timely orders for the products that need to be replenished and would not be ordering for those items that still have stock, Mr. President.
Thank you, Madam Sponsor, Mr. President. Baka hindi naman po yung logistic problem ang problema talaga. Baka ito yung incapable small-time fly-by-night na mga nanalo ng mga supply contract, Mr. President. Nabanggit nga kanina Senator Cayetano, Senator Alan Cayetano, na late na dumarating yung mga medisina. And it's been happening for so many years, Mr. President, time and time again, year after year. Ba't di natin mapatigil-tigil na yan? Bakit hindi tayo naghanap ng sistema ng once and for all? Mabing na po yung solusyon na yon na sinasabing logistic problem at kaya nag-expire ang mga medicines worth by the billions.
So, Mr. President, according to the Secretary, he intends to go into a framework contract similar to how DSWD handles their their food packs wherein it's a bulk order, but it is delivered to them upon need. So that is the solution that the secretary is planning to initiate, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President. Now, ano-ano po, Mr. President, yung mga gamot na nag-expire or about to expire na every year na lang nangyari by the billions of pesos, what are those medicines, Mr. President? What kind of medicines are they?
Madami, we can submit na lang.
Tell me how many pages. Mr. President, I have a list. I can give His Honor a copy kasi it's about 4 pages. Would His Honor like me to read a few or just give you a copy?
Just a few sample.
Sige.
I would like to hear like yung mga maintenance, multivitamins, like Lazartan, like metformin, things like that. Yun po yung gusto ko marinig sa listahan. Nandiyan po ba yun, Mr. President?
Wala sa list.
Something ano natin, yung mga response.
So, for example, Mr. President, for Losartan, 50 milligrams treatment pack. So it's a treatment pack. And the number here is 150. I'm asking for the unit, if this is box. Also, how many is in a box?
This one is near expiry.
And then these are near expiry. So this is not a list of expired, but near expiry.
Near expiry. So these medicines nakarating po doon sa mga taong dapat makinabang noon,
Asan
Mr.
to
President?
ngayon? We will ask that, Mr. President. Itong 150 boxes, where is this? In the warehouse? In the hospitals? It's in the warehouse. Okay. These are still in the central warehouse. And then I'll give another example, mefenamic acid, 250 milligram capsule, 3,000, is this boxes? Boxes. Also in the warehouse. Near expiry, Mr. President.
So as we speak, yung mga binanggit niyo po mga medicines, nandun po sa warehouse, nakatenga lang, mag-expire na, Mr. President, and they're worth billions. The reason why I asked that, Mr. President, tama kayo, dahil yan po precisely ang sinasabi ng mga health workers sa mga barangay na wala raw sila. Yung pala yun. Yung kailangan ng mga gamot ng mga barangay health centers, nandun lang pala sa DOH bodega na pinapa-expire. Mr. President.
So, Mr. President, to let His Honor know what is going on here in the back end, pinapaliwanag po nila sa akin na ito po ay mga emergency medicines na naka-standby. Pinapaliwanag ko din sa kanila na kaya nga kayo nagtatanong dahil yung mga barangay health workers naka-standby din at nag-aantay ng
Thank you.
delivery.
Thank you,
So,
Madam President.
I am trying to get
Madam
an
Sponsor.
answer kung bakit hindi nakakarating sa kanila. In fact, I want to ask, what is the process when a barangay health center is asking for these medicines?
Usually, these meds are devolved function.
This is our problem, Mr. President, and I believe it is a policy issue. And His Honor has been here for a few years, so His Honor will recall that we have devolved many functions, and one devolved function is really health. And so the LGUs are in charge of procuring those medicines. But DOH has a stock that would be made available only in times of emergencies and calamities. So pagka kunyari may bagyo tapos nangailangan kung saan man sila yan, and then yung 5th and 6th class municipalities. Beyond that, it is the LGU. So I will add my observation here, Mr. President. This will never be resolved because I believe that a lot of the LGUs have difficulty in providing for the needs of this kind of maintenance needs. Kasi kung si PhilHealth nga, ngayon palang nag-uumpisa sa gamot package, precisely, I think that is born out of a recognition that the LGUs have never really been able, maybe a few, I know Taguig is very proud to hand deliver straight to the house of the patient itong mga maintenance medicines. Pero hindi naman nagagawa ng karamihan na LGU yon, no? So PhilHealth now has that gamot package. Yun ba yung worth 20,000? Tama ba?
Yes.
Worth 20,000 a year. But is that enough? I don't know. Kasi alam ko, thankfully wala pa ho akong maintenance medicine, so hindi ko alam ang presyo nito. Pero ang feeling ko lang, pag medyo nagpatong-patong ang iyong sakit, yung mga comorbidities, baka yung 20,000, a month pa yung gastos na yan, Mr. President. So just to say that I hear the concern that His Honor is raising, and apparently yung naka-stockpile na to is not the answer that we wanted to hear.
Okay,
Mr.
thank you for
President.
that answer, Madam Sponsor. So, ibig sabihin, DOH ay bumibili ng mga medicines na very important sa mga senior citizens na mga mahirap na kababayan by the billions of pesos every single year para ipa-expire lang sa mga bodega nila, Mr. President?
So actually, Mr. President, yung nasa bodega, naka-standby po yun para dun sa calamities. Kasi hindi nila mandate na ibigay yun sa mga LGU. By policy, it's the LGUs that are purchasing. Kaya nga sinasabi ko, Mr. President, we have a policy issue. Because hindi i-release talaga ng DOH iyon para sa mga LGU. Kaya nga po yung tanong ko, paano kung alam natin for a fact, as His Honor is saying, na kaya natin ibigay yung listahan sa barangay dito, sa bayan dito, ito yung mga nangangailangan. As of now, as we speak, LGU responsibility on Mr. President. So we are watching, we are in a way helplessly watching
Madam
kasi
President, is
hindi i-release for that
Is
purpose.
that a legislation that you're talking about or just
Mr.
a policy?
President, that is a
Policy?
that is a
Is that an
result of a Supreme Court decision, the Mandanas ruling. And for, I think, around 3 years,
Okay.
DBM has been working with the different agencies on how that will be implemented. This representation tried our best to ensure, I'd like to believe I had a hand in kahit papano yung 5th and 6th class municipality, tulungan nila kasi hindi talaga makakaahon yon, hindi nila kakayanin na bayaran yung mga gamot ng constituents nila. Pero if you ask me, kahit siguro yung 3rd class, baka hirap pa rin. Pero that is as far as we were able to do, Mr. President. So I think we really have to work on this because hindi talaga nila, maraming hindi nakaka-deliver, Mr. President.
So, Madam Sponsor, Mr. President, thank you. So I think we have to come up with a legislation to address that problem. Kasi kung hindi, Mr. President, every single year by the billions and billions of pesos worth na gamot ang pinapabulok lamang or expire sa mga bodega ng DOH, samantalang maraming mga senior citizens nang kamatay na dahil hindi sila nakakatikim o nakakabili o nakakuha ng mga gamot necessary like the ones we mentioned, Mr. President.
Oh. Actually, Mr. President, I already have a solution. In my interpellation with DOF and DBM, I pointed out that the government owes PhilHealth close to 1/3 of a trillion pesos. Ito po yung sin tax collection at yung collection na nanggagaling sa PCSO and PAGCOR. Pag yan dineliver nila, that is 300 billion, Mr. President. Pwede yan gamitin dito sa mga maintenance medicine. Yun na yung sagot eh. Kasi may program na natawag gamot. Sa ngayon, 20,000 pesos lang. Pero they can compute. Pag na-deliver, kahit sabihin mong 1/3 of what is due na 300 billion, di 1/3, 100 billion. Pag yun nabigay, baka yung 20 million na, 20,000 na package, baka maging 40,000 na yon. Yun ho yung sagot doon na immediate na nakikita ko. Kasi that money has been collected, Mr. President, from the sin tax, from cigarettes, from vapes, from alcoholic beverages, and from sugared beverages. And then PCSO and PAGCOR have remitted those amounts, Mr. President. That is with government already.
Thank you, Mr. President. So ano po yung plano ng, for the meantime, while we will be coming up with a legislation to address that problem, ano po yung nakikita ng DOH na mga policies o aksyon na gagawin nila nang sa gayon din na po masasayang every single year, like I said earlier, by the millions and by the billions ng mga medicines na nag-expire at mayroong policy nga nagsasabi for the meantime dahil na-devolve na at hindi pwedeng ibigay sa LGU. So ano po yung plano? Kasi po, billions ang pinag-usapan po natin, not only, hindi po change to eh. We're talking about billions of pesos of money wasted.
Meron po silang programa na purok kalusugan kung saan na minomonitor nila yung compliance ng mga LGU dito sa devolved function nila, which is to provide the maintenance medicine. Tapos nakakapagbigay sila sa 5th and 6th municipalities, as I mentioned, Mr. President. Pero beyond that, it's really the monitoring and coordinating with the LGUs na they perform their responsibilities, Mr. President.
So maybe, Mr. President, the DOH has to come up with a study kung ilang calamities bang dumarating sa atin at ano yung mga areas na prone talaga sa mga calamities at gagawa sila ng mga calculations and then saka sila bibili ng mga medicines, hindi yung bili lang sila ng bili at sobra-sobra at hanggang sa nabubulok na lang po sa mga bodega and they're worth billions of pesos, Mr. President.
Yeah. Ang pinaka-solution talaga, Mr. President, is through PhilHealth.
PhilHealth.
Yeah, yung gamot program, which has already been launched. But yun nga, may limit yan na 20,000 for now.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. Lastly, on that issue, sana, Mr. President, kasi masakit. In fact, I talked to several senior citizens nung malaman nila na nabubulok lang pala sa warehouse, samantalang kami, imbis na everyday yung maintenance namin, iniinom ko na lang once a week. Yung pala, meron palang mga gamot dyan sa DOH na nabubulok na lang. Kasi kung ipapaliwanag po natin yung explanation po ng DOH, Mr. President, sa mga senior citizen na nangangailangan po ng mga maintenance na nandun lang sa bodega ng DOH, they will not accept it. Magmumura po yun sila. Kung ano ng pagsasabihin nila.
Well, ang kinaklarify lang, Mr. President, ng DOH ngayon is yung nabanggit kong example na Losartan, pati yung isa, mga near expiry, hindi pa ho expired. So,
So kung na-expire,
I guess
dapat
ang sinasabi nila is hindi totoo na nakatenga yung mga expired drugs doon sa kanila. Oo, ang marami talagang naka ano pa is yung COVID medications. Pero katulad nitong Losartan, they only have literally 4,500 pieces na ano lang, maliit lang na bagay, maliit lang na amount pang ano nga, pag nagkaroon ng calamity. So, pagpalagay mo ng may 30 na pasyente na nandyan. Tapos yung near expiry nito is next year, hindi naman next month, mga next year.
So, yung Losartan mag-expire po next year. So, what happens kung wala pong calamity darating at walang mangailangan ng mga senior citizen regarding sa mga gamot na yan? So, matatapon na lang po, Mr. President.
Actually, with the number that they have on stock, 4,500, very confident sila na mauubos po ito kasi talagang, kumbaga, it's a certainty na daw na nagkakabagyo talaga sa atin. And yung 4,500 na stock nila is a very limited amount, Mr. President. Kasi nga, they do not stock for delivery to LGU. So, wala silang ganung kalaking volume, Mr. President.
Thank you, Madam Sponsor. That's a very good answer. And lastly, sana po, the DOH should come up with a program para medical mission at ipamigay na lang yung sa Losartans na yon kaysa naman mabubulok na lang. Near expiry na pala. So come up with a medical mission ng DOH. O meron naman kayo siguro mga mobile clinic. Set up a mobile clinic from different places and then mamigay kayo ng mga gamot na yon libre sa mga senior citizen. Bingo! Hindi, walang nasayang na pera. Kaysa naman nabubulok lang po sa bodega ng DOH, Mr. President.
Noted po, Mr. President, yun daw yung Purok Kalusugan program na nabanggit ko kanina at meron din naman daw po silang mga mobile clinic. Pero I know for a fact, Mr. President, kaya kasama yan sa mga individual amendment ko, meron din talagang kakulangan pa sa mobile clinic, nag-request ang DOH, so tayo po, meron tayong amendment na ganun kasi meron talagang lugar na hindi na talaga nararating nung LGU, so nagsistep up po doon ang DOH, Mr. President.
Thank you, Madam Sponsor, Mr. President. Now, let's move on.